Hey, I'm Rob Tardik for Metalworks Institute Guitar Tips. Today I'm going to talk about incorporating some arpeggios into your guitar playing, and a great way to build them is from chord scales. As we know or don't know, a chord scale is simply that. We're building harmony on top of a scale, and today I'm going to use the D major scale, and I'm going to build the harmony on top of it using a more of a linear based way or approach of navigating up the fretboard. And it's great. You can add this into your own solos. I've heard all sorts of guys from Steve Vai and Zach Wilde, a lot more rock guitar players use it, and even jazz players as well. So the basic premise is to take, first of all, the chord scale, which we know is basically major, minor, minor, major, dominant, seventh, minor, minor 7 flat 5 or half diminished, and back to the major seventh. So again, that's a major seventh I'm going to play, to a minor seventh, to a minor seventh, to a major seventh, to a dominant seventh, to a minor seventh, to a minor 7 flat 5, and to a major seventh. Okay, hopefully you got that. So basically the sound should be in the key of D, like this. So that's the basic idea for the chord scale. And of course, navigating through these is going to take obviously some steady practice using a metronome, and eventually you can get them up to a nice clip and maybe double up on each pattern and just, just feel free to improvise with. So what we'll do is we'll play the whole arpeggio and I'll break it down notes for you quickly here. So again, starting on the tonic or the root, we have from the D, the root, going back to the major seventh, back to the tonic, to the third, to the fifth. And then I'm going to move up to the second chord, which is a minor seventh chord, and now it's going to be an E minor seventh, and that's going to be an E going back to the seventh here, the D, and then I'm back to the E, to the G natural, which is the lowered third, and to the B here up to the fifth. Right, and then I'm going to modulate up here again to the next chord, which is an F sharp minor seventh. Same idea, same pattern, by the way. So again, you get an F sharp, I go back to the E natural, then to the A, and up here to the C sharp, and I get this shape. So far, 3 chords there. The next chord in our pattern is the fourth chord. It'll be a major seventh chord, and now we're going to go off the F, going back to, the G, I should say, G major seventh, going to the G, back to the F sharp, and then going to the B, the third, and here's the D, as well as the fifth. So you can do that kind of stuff here, alternate pick or hammer on pull off. We're moving now up to the fifth, which is a dominant chord. So now we're going to be here using an A7. So I'm using an A. A obviously is tonic. G is the flat seventh here. Back to the A. Back to the C sharp, the major third, and to the fifth. Notice I did them 2 ways there. I alternate picked, or you can do just hammer-ons and pull-offs, legato style. Okay, so you're building up a nice collection here of arpeggios, and finally we're going to get to the relative minor, the B minor chord, B minor seventh in this instance. So we have a B, we go back to the A, we go back to the B, then to the lowered third again, which is a D natural in this instance. Then we're up here to the F sharp in the fifth. And then we come up to the half diminished, which is usually a little sticking point with a lot of guitar players. And in this instance here, we're going to have a C sharp minor 7 flat 5 or a half diminished. So we have the C sharp here of the tonic. We have a B natural for the flat seventh. Back to the C sharp, here to the E to the minor third. Okay, we have from the C sharp. And then here, and we have that lowered fifth, the tritone note, which in this instance is a G. And then, you know what? Voila, we're back to the tonic and we're back to the D major seventh. So all together. And we're done. I'm Rob Tardik for Metalworks Guitar Tips. We'll see you next time.